she said it was in the bedroom. And she said that Daddy specifically showed her, not that she saw Daddy do this. That's right. Okay, Dr. Aguirre, if I were to tell you that Sarah's in the habit at her father's home, excuse me, Your Honor, I have to stand up. Sarah's in the habit in her father's home of taking her bath, then going in on the bed to dry. Would you consider that to be unusual behavior? No. Would you consider that to have any kind of sexual connotation? No. Question by defense attorney. Did you observe any of the pictures that Sarah drew? Pictures of the father, like the card that she sent to her father? Yes, I did. May I approach the witness, Your Honor? You may. Did you ever see that card, Dr. Aguirre? Yes. Is that a, how would you describe that? Well, the drawing has, it looks like what appears to be like a penis, but possible urine coming from the penis. There are lines that would suggest that. Who is that card to? Dad. Would you say that that is a normal drawing for a 5-year-old child to send to her father? Well, generally it would not be a normal card for any child to send at any age unless the child is disturbed or angry. So it would not be a normal picture that one would draw wishing a father or other loved ones happy birthday. Would it be normal for a child to depict a penis like that? In some cases it would be normal. If the children are going through the sexual stage of awareness, and we know that happens between 3.5 and 5.5 generally, so they might do that, but generally they would not be preoccupied with it. There would not be that preoccupation. I would like to admit this into evidence as Respondents 1. I would object to that, Your Honor. No foundation. There is no indication as to the source of that card, who drew it, when it was drawn, or anything of that nature. Objection sustained. I will lay foundation later on and resubmit it. Dr. Aguirre, did you form an opinion as to what would be the best interest of Sarah at this time as far as custody and visitation goes? Yes. What did you base your opinion on? Well, I based my opinion on the fact of the behaviors that I saw displayed in Mr. Klieger subsequent to the allegations of the molest by the child. And what were those actions specifically that you saw? Well, a part of that was the awkwardness in which, in my presence, the father related to the child. I noticed at times he didn't know how to go from one topic to the next. He didn't ask the child, how is school? How are things going? Upon meeting the child, for example, he would put her on his lap. And like 20 seconds later, she would get off. And maybe later during the interview, he'd do the same thing. And she would get off. I felt he didn't feel secure in my presence to be himself. And I am a very relaxed person. I wanted to create the best atmosphere for the father and child because I wanted to perpetuate that relationship. But I feel he was very awkward in relating to the child under those circumstances. I also noted that there was a degree of harassment, at least what I call harassment, on the part of the mother, toward the mother on his part, like following her, which he did after our last interview. And also that he had parked, which he alleged, he parked at some distance from the school to watch mother discharge the child at the preschool which the child attends. And generally the demeanor of that nature made me feel, as well as the child's anger and the child's aloofness, even during that hour there wasn't as much quality to it as I had supposed before, or in tapes that I had heard from father when the father and child were singing "You Are My Sunshine" and so on, which was delightful. And do you feel that the actions, if you believe the child that teaching her or showing her how to pinch her vagina or do tricks with her vagina, and do you think that is appropriate? No, it is not socially appropriate to do that. And do you think asking the child to lay nude on the bed is appropriate? No, I don't. And that would be your recommendation at this time. Dr. Aguirre, my recommendation is that the custody be awarded to the mother with standard visitations to the father. Would you recommend any therapy for the father? No, I don't believe I would recommend that. I think I would recommend, however, that he take some parenting classes that would enable him to relate more comfortably and more relaxed and more confidently with the child. Would you recommend monitored visitation? No, I would not. Did you see any indication at all, Dr. Aguirre, that Mrs. Rondinera tried in any way to influence the child? No, I did the best I could to determine if the child's vocabulary or the contents of her presentation, if there was any outside influence, whether it